Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is Carmine Sabia for Explain America. And I kind of feel sorry for Hakeem Jeffries when you think about it. It's got to be hard to be a compulsive liar 24/7. Before we get started, please make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Those little things really help us out, and they help our channel continue to grow. There are certain traits that liars have, they have in common with each other, that stand the test of time. One of those things is when you lie and you get caught and you get called out on it, you get defensive. You say things like, how dare you, and shame on you. When the person catches you in the lie, you know you're lying about because you have no other defense. You can't use the truth as a defense because it's not on your side. Well, Hakeem Jeffries falls into this trap all the time, which is why he's a horrible spokesman for the Democrat Party. He's a liar. He's a compulsive liar, but he's not a good liar. So when he was called out by CNBC about the truth about the healthcare subsidies and what's going on with healthcare and the Democrats not really wanting to fix it, but wanting to use it as an election issue and using you as pawns, when he got called out on that, when he got called out by the anchor on a series of lies he told just in that interview, he had an absolute meltdown, not befitting of a leader of anything. I was embarrassed for him. Well, not really. I enjoyed it. I want you guys to watch this and let me know what you think in the comments.
My Republican colleagues provided their billionaire donors when passing the one big ugly bill.
Minority Leader Jeffries, let's talk about that discharge petition. You need 218 votes in the House in order to pass that. You've got 214 members in the Democratic caucus, so you only need 4 House Republicans to have to sign onto it to get this passed. But the idea of saying that this is a 3-year extension instead of a 1 or even 2-year extension has any potential Republicans saying, forget it, this is dead on arrival. That's the opinion of Representative Don Bacon. He's a Republican from Nebraska who has been working with the idea of potentially extending for 2 years. But 3 years, they say, is dead on arrival. So if this is something that you want to satiate, if you want to get done, you are going to need at least some Republicans to come over. Why not start with a 1-year extension or potentially even a 2-year extension?
Well, Leader Schumer offered a 1-year extension in the context of trying to end the Trump Republican shutdown.
Yeah, but that's different. I'm talking about what you have now. Let's not go back to what's done in the past and what has not been extended. If you want to get something that has actually done, you need to do something that will have bipartisan.
You can ask me the question. You can ask me the question. I'll provide the answer.
Answer the question instead of going back.
I'll provide the answer. No. I'm providing an answer in order to provide context. Republicans have repeatedly refused to take yes for an answer. It was a very reasonable multi-year extension that was offered. It was a 1-year straight extension plus a multi-year process through a bipartisan commission to more permanently resolve the Affordable Care Act issue. So having that context is absolutely important, regardless of what you may think.
It's important context to make me realize that I don't think you want to get a deal done. I think this is something where you'd like to see the rates go higher and allow the Republicans to hang themselves with that. Is that the answer?
That's absolutely a ridiculous assertion. And really, shame on you.
3 years is not going to get passed, so what do you do?
Shame on you for saying that. Because we're fighting. It's not a partisan issue for us. In fact, the states that are most impacted as it relates to an Affordable Care Act tax credit expiration are all Republican states. We're talking about West Virginia, Wyoming, Alaska, Mississippi, right? Tennessee. Over and over and over again, we can go through the list. That's why you probably have
some Republicans who would sign on if you guys could come up with something that actually looks like a bipartisan deal.
Listen, this is not a partisan fight for us. It's a patriotic fight. We're fighting for every constituent, even if Republicans aren't necessarily fighting for their own constituent. We want to find a bipartisan path forward. And that is what we've repeatedly indicated we want to do. Like, we want to sit down and have a reasonable discussion, find common ground to address this issue. Now, Republicans said in the House they were willing to deal with the Affordable Care Act tax credit issue after the government funding agreement was reached. Well, now the government shutdown is over, and there's still been no conversations with House Republican leaders.
Mike Johnson never said that. The leader never said that. You do have Republicans, though, who would agree with you on something if it was actually bipartisan in nature. That's what I'm trying to get at.
Actually, Mike Johnson actually did say that there was always a plan to specifically